Authentic relationships are your most valuable business asset, yet they're often the most neglected. So I'm Zvi Band, and today I'm talking about why building genuine connections, not just contacts, creates exponential opportunities in your business over time. You'll learn the two fundamental forces that drive relationship ROI: mindshare, which is being top of mind when opportunities arise, and goodwill, having others genuinely want to help you. So I'll show you why traditional networking often fails and share a couple simple practices that transform acquaintances into advocates. Whether you're just starting out or scaling your venture, understanding these twin drivers of business growth isn't just nice to have, it's essential for sustainable success. Let me take you back to 2018. I was launching a new venture after selling my company, and I needed to build momentum quickly. Like most entrepreneurs, I ran through my mental Rolodex thinking about who I should reach out to. But here's what was interesting. Before I could reach out to most people, they were already reaching out to me. I'd get a random text, "Hey, just saw something that made me think of you," or an email, "I have someone you should meet." Now, these weren't people I'd been actively networking with. These were people with whom I'd built actual relationships over years. See, most entrepreneurs and business owners approach relationship building backward. They treat it like a transaction, a business card exchange, a LinkedIn connection, a coffee meeting with a hidden agenda. And then they wonder why their network doesn't produce results when they need it most. The conventional wisdom says, build your network when you need it. The reality is, by then, it's already too late. So let me be crystal clear about something. I believe that there are exactly two reasons to maintain authentic relationships in business, and understanding both is transformational. The first is mindshare. That's the likelihood that you naturally come to mind when opportunity arises. The second is goodwill, having others genuinely want to help you succeed if and when you were to engage with them. Everything else is just frosting. Now, let's break down each one. Mindshare is, you can think of it as psychological real estate. It's about being present in someone's thoughts without having to force your way in. Think about it. We all have limited mental bandwidth. The people we spontaneously think about are those who've created meaningful impressions over time. When a client needs a service you provide, or when someone is looking for a partner, or when some other kind of opportunity emerges, mindshare is what determines whether your name comes up versus someone else. But mindshare alone isn't enough. That's where goodwill comes in. Now, goodwill is the emotional capital that makes someone want to act on your behalf. It's the difference between, "I know someone who does that," and "I know someone amazing who does that. You have to talk to them." Now, these two forces, mindshare and goodwill, together create relationship capital, the single most valuable asset you can build as an entrepreneur or business owner, or really whatever you're doing in your career. Every authentic interaction either builds or depletes this capital. Now, let me address the elephant in the room. There's no actual elephant in the room, but imagine if there was. Many of us feel uncomfortable with the idea of working on relationships. It feels inauthentic, maybe even manipulative. We think, if I'm just reaching out just to maintain a relationship, isn't that just using people? Now, I get it, but this mindset creates a fundamental misunderstanding. Authentic relationship building isn't about using people, it's about genuinely caring about them and creating mutual value over time. Now, the difference between, let's call it the sleazy networking and real relationship building is intention. Networking tends to be transactional. What can I get from this interaction right now? Relationship building is transformational. How can we grow together over years? And here's where the paradox comes in. When you stop trying to extract immediate value from relationships and instead focus on creating long-term value, you actually end up receiving far more in return. But, and this is critical, those returns often comes months or years later in ways you couldn't have predicted. I remember one of my clients was a consultant who struggled with this concept. She would go to events, collect business cards, send follow-up emails, all the right networking moves. But she was always chasing the next client. When we shifted her focus to building fewer but deeper relationships over time without any kind of immediate expectations, something interesting happened. 6 months later, referrals started coming in from people she'd invested in, like really invested in. By 12 months, she had to start a wait list and say no to people. So how do you put mindshare and goodwill into practice? So I have a lot of videos on this, but here are 3 straightforward approaches that work for even the busiest professionals. First, prioritize depth over breadth. Rather than trying to maintain hundreds of shallow connections, could you start out with identifying 15 to 20 people with whom you want to build meaningful relationships? This should include both current connections and maybe some aspirational ones, people you would like to know better. This focused approach makes building mindshare a lot more manageable. Second, create regular mindshare rituals. Now, this could be as simple as a weekly practice of reaching out to 3 people from your priority list with no other agenda other than genuine connection. A text message saying, "Hey, this made me think of you," with something relevant to their interests is far, far more powerful than a generic, "let's catch up sometime." Now, here's a simple template that works remarkably well for building mindshare. I was looking through my bookshelf and thought about a particular book that you gave me, right? Something specific to them. Hope all is well, no need to respond. Hey, name. I was doing something ordinary and thought about something specific to them. Hope you're doing well. No need to respond to this. Now, that last part, by the way, no need to respond, is crucial. It removes any obligation and makes it clear you're not asking for anything. You're just letting them know that they have mindshare with you, which, ironically, increases your mindshare with them. Third, actively build goodwill. Become a connector. When you hear about an opportunity or resource or introduction that could benefit someone in your circle, act on it immediately. This demonstrates both that they have mindshare with you and that you have goodwill toward them. When they experience the positive feeling of receiving value from you without any expectation, goodwill really compounds. Now, what's critical about these tactics is consistency over intensity. 5 minutes every week is infinitely more effective than 5 hours once a year. One common obstacle is feeling like you don't have anything valuable to offer, especially when building relationships with people further along in their journey. Now remember, authentic interest is itself valuable. Most successful people are surrounded by people who would want something from them. Now, someone who genuinely cares about their ideas and challenges and experiences can stand out dramatically. Let's bring this back to the central idea. In business, authentic relationships create value through 2 clear mechanisms: mindshare and goodwill. By shifting from the transactional networking of just trying to look for opportunities or look for deals or you scratch my back and I scratch yours, to real authentic relationship building, you intentionally develop both these forces, which compound exponentially over time. Mindshare ensures that you are considered when opportunities arise. Goodwill ensures that those considerations turn into action. Together, they create a flywheel effect of opportunity that traditional networking just simply can't match. The best part, you can actually start building both right now. Take out your phone, identify just one person you value but haven't connected with lately, and send them a no agenda message simply because you're thinking about them. That single action begins building both mindshare and goodwill simultaneously. Now remember, business moves at the speed of trust, and trust is built one genuine interaction at a time. So I'm Zvi Band, and I believe your relationships are your most valuable asset. Focus on mindshare and goodwill and watch what happens. Now, I have a ton of videos all around the strategy and mindset and tactics behind building relationships, as well as my CRM relatable. Feel free to check any of those out. And of course, if you have any ideas for videos that you would love for us to cover in future videos, feel free to post in the comments. Thanks.